First off, I want to give all praises and glory to the Most High Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me this truth. Salutations to the Akim that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity and peace, blessings and healings unto the elect. And today, I just want to get into this article because, some of the allies of NATO are divided against America and their plans. And, that's in the scripture. So I just want to read a little bit of this article. If Trump launched nukes, could we stop him? Germany's SPD clashes with coalition allies over NATO nuclear sharing. Germany's participation in the NATO nuclear sharing initiative only increases the risk of catastrophic miscalculations since Berlin has no real influence over Washington's foreign policy decisions, a top social democrat argued. And the reason I got this article too, because it says 144 right here in for this Facebook. The Pentagon's latest nuclear posture review and the development of low-yield tactical nukes makes it increasingly clear that the U.S. administration no longer sees them as purely defensive weapons of deterrence, said Rolf Mutzik, the chairman of the SPD parliament group that is called with Chancellor Angela Merkel's ruling conservatives. Does anyone really think that if Donald Trump were planning a nuclear assault that he would be held back by Germany just because we're transporting a few warheads? His strong opposition to the continued presence of American nukes on German soil was shared by both SPD co-leaders Norbert Walter Borgens and Saskia Esken, who reiterated their firm stance against any nuclear weapons deployment, sharing, and use. Senior coalition partners immediately accused the SPD of populism, with CDU lawmaker Patrick Sinsberg expressing concern that statements like this undermine NATO solidarity and partners. Trusting Germany's ability to fulfill its future role within the transatlantic security apparatus. The SPD is in total nirvana about security policy. The American nuclear weapons serve above all to protect us. The opposition in the meantime accused the ruling CDU CSU SPD coalition of damaging Germany's reputation with their ongoing quarrel, which according to the Free Democratic Party FDP Defense Affairs spokeswoman Mari Ann Stark Zimmerman sends the wrong signal at the wrong time. She also reiterated the original justification for hosting the nukes, claiming that some control is better than nothing at all. It is naive to believe that Germany would have the same influence on NATO's nuclear strategy if the U.S. nuclear weapons were withdrawn. The U.S. has had an estimated 100 nuclear weapons deployed in Belgium, the Netherlands, Italy, and a Buchel air base in Germany since the Cold War. The debate over the nuclear sharing argument heated up recently as Berlin seeks to replace its aging fleet of Tornado jets capable of delivering American bombs with either Eurofighter Typhoons or US-made Boeing's F-18. So, Yahweh Shemashah is stirring up the pot, between America and its allies, when eventually they're going to turn on each other. This is Yahweh Shemashah just playing chess because at the end of it, NATO and the EU is going to nuke America with Russia, Iran, and everybody else. But I want to get some scriptures. This is Daniel's 2 and 4:40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And this is talking about Rome, right? So let's go to Revelation 13. I'm gonna read from the top on down, cause Rome got wounded and got healed, and it's just America, NATO, and the EU. It's the revived Roman Empire. And I stood upon the sea, sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, 'cause Rome fell, right? And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So Rome fell, and then it got revived. Yeah. So I got a picture right here. Uh, well, let me get into the beast real quick. So this is a picture that GMS made. The beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is NATO. You know, you know who the EU is: Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, West Germany. And NATO is the acronym for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It was established in 1949, and it's Greece, Italy, Spain, France, West Germany, United Kingdom, Portugal, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Canada, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Turkey, United States, Poland, Hungary, and Czech Republic. These nations make up NATO, which is the beast. Yeah, and instead it got 7 heads. It got 7 heads because these are all the kingdoms that the white people has ruled: the Edomites, the Greeks, the British, Germana Minor, the Spanish, the French, the Romans, Germana Major, and it got 10 horns because of the EU, right? And then the whole beast makes up NATO and the EU, and the person that sits, the great horde that sits on top of the beast, is talking about America. And it said it got full names of blasphemy. So that's talking about its philosophy, that it pushes democracy, religion, idolatry, homosexuality, lies, idolatry, covetousness, and murder. All these countries, that's all they're about. And I got another picture here that's talking about in Daniel, when it's talking about what he was seeing. Yeah, it's talking about the iron, which is talking about the Roman Empire. But now I'm about to get into iron and clay, which is NATO, the EU, and America divided, because it was prophesied that this would be a divided kingdom. They've been divided, you know, ever since the beginning, basically, since ever since the Renaissance, basically. So this is Daniel's 2:41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of the potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. And I just brought this up, iron and clay, because they don't mix. Divided kingdoms headed by revived Roman Empire America. Yeah. I'm going to read this again, Daniel's 2:41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, and there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with murky clay. Because just like I read this article, they're getting divided on where power should go, right? And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. So, they're partly strong with their military might, but politically they're broken. They're weak, as you can see. You know, um, they're not on one accord. I'm gonna get that scripture. Satan cast out Satan. This is Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan shall cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. Yeah, this is prophesied since the beginning. You know that America, NATO, and the EU will be divided in the end. Yeah. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So, they're eventually going to fall, coming soon. They're locking down the whole world and all this shit, but, you know, they know they got a short time to rule because it's over. And getting back to the scriptures. I'm going to read down 43. And where thou sawest iron mixed with merry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So, this is talking about they was once cool with each other. They cleaved to each other, you know, um, taking down the USSR, right? But ever since then, they just been, they've been beefing. And I want to get another scripture. This is Revelation 17. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Yeah, it is talking about America, because America sits on top of the beast of NATO. And as you can see in this article that America runs shit, they tell these countries what to do. Yeah, so they're that great whore that sitteth on top of NATO and the EU. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So, you know, NATO and the EU, they have been made drunk with America's philosophies. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And I told you what that was. It's talking about America sitting on top of NATO and the EU. They're the head of those countries. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and the abominations of the earth. Because America is full of wickedness. They put uh, homosexuality, trans rights, uh, so forth and so on. It's too much to name. But I want to read down to 16, because like in this article, they're going back and forth about America's policies. They're really not they're really not on one accord, like I said. And eventually Germany, you know, uh, basically all the EU and all of NATO, they're going to shoot nuclear missiles over here at America, because they're finally going to just get fed up with what they're doing, and they're just going to fire missiles. This is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So it's talking about NATO and the EU hating the whore in the end, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Which is talking about, this is talking about nuclear weapons, yeah, being moved from here to here, but eventually they're going to just turn them nuclear weapons around and just fire them over here in America and destroy it. With Russia, with China, with Iran, because it's Yahweh Shem Shah's will that he is going to destroy America in 60 minutes by the way of nuclear missiles. Yeah, it's prophesied about. And I want to get another scripture, because it's also prophesied that, they be divided and they would turn against each other, as we read in Revelation 17 and 16, that eventually they're just going to get fed up and just shoot missiles over here because they're gonna get tired of that getting ruled over. This is Obadiah. Um, this is Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Yeah, because right now y'all all buddy buddy, right? Y'all all buddy buddy. America to put your nukes over here, you do it. Then the other country gets mad, like, well, if they move it, we're not gonna have that much power. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of political nonsense. And prevailed against thee, that they eat their bread, have laid a wound under thee, there is no understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh Shemashah, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? Because y'all not gonna understand why all these countries are just gonna turn their back on you. You know what I'm saying? But it's prophesied about. You know, you're not gonna understand it because Yahweh Shemashah just gonna put it in their mind to nuke you, man. And the and thy mighty men, O team, shall be dismayed. You're gonna be dismayed at what Yahweh Shemashah is gonna make these other countries do. Your closest allies are gonna turn on you, man. To the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So, y'all just gonna be getting nuked and obliterated. So, I think I got the point on that. I try to explain it the best I could. I gotta brush up on my, studying on this, but I know like a little bit. That's why I can bring out what I brought out with the scriptures on this particular topic. But I tried the best that I could to bring it out to the flock. And the last scripture not the last script, the last article I want to get is this one. Bill Gates seeks to microchip humanity. Russian Oscar-winning director pushes vaccine conspiracy loosely based on real patent. So, I don't want to read all this because we all know that the RFID chip is the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. And this is just another episode of Edomites telling on Edomites. Yeah, that's some Psalms. Uh, this is Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So, you know, you got this Oscar-winning dude, this Russian dude, saying that Bill Gates is trying to microchip humanity, but it's really not Bill Gates. Bill Gates is just a puppet of the elites. Salakia, that's Satan. He cut off my mic, but Bill Gates just a puppet of the elites. Yeah, so I'll just read a little bit of this. Russia director Nika Milakolev claims billionaire Bill Gates might be seeking to implant humanity with microchips under the disguise of vaccination, seeking to control people and ultimately solve overpopulation. The ongoing coronavirus crisis has produced a number of wild conspiracy theories, as some are trying to find the secret reasons behind the pandemic. A handful of them revolve around Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates and his efforts to develop a vaccine against COVID-19. One Microsoft patent that recently received international recognition has been found by many truth seekers to be particularly alarming. Even RT is saying this shit is alarming because they declaring their wickedness. What's that scripture? This is Ecclesiasticus 14 and 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly. Everybody thinking Bill Gates is doing good by doing this vaccine shit. Yeah, he ain't doing no good. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. So Esau was declaring his wickedness at the end. He letting you know that Esau Edom, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of, point blank, period. I'm gonna go back to this article. The patent WO 2020 666 describes a cryptocurrency system using body activating data, basically a device which can be used to mine some digital coins using one's body, or rather award cryptocurrency to the user's whole body. Activating data is verified, as the patent abstractly puts it. So that's the mark of the beast. They wanna it's either gonna be some chip or it's gonna be something, and they're gonna do something. So don't take no chip. Don't take whatever they want to inject you with. Don't take none of that shit. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So eventually, you know, um, they got this they're doing these vaccine testing right now. Not the vaccine testing, they're testing people right now. They're even testing people at the churches right now, bro. Um, then they're gonna come out with like a plan, like a now you got step one, the vaccine, step two this, step three, the chip. Esau crafty devil, that's how you gonna do it. And that no man might buy or sell. So if you don't get whatever they're taking, you're not gonna be able to buy or sell. Yeah. You're not gonna be able to go on Amazon and get you anything. You're not gonna be able to go to Walmart, get you some Snickers. You're not gonna be able to go to 7-Eleven and get you a Tahitian treat. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to do nothing. Say if he that had the mark. So if you don't get this mark that they pushing, these elites are pushing, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for the number is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And just like this patent says, 666. So this is the mark of the beast. Point blank period. If you can't see it, you can't see it. But don't take it by any means necessary. And if you do take it, I'm gonna get the scripture. This is Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. So if you take this, whatever they're pushing, the chip, nano machine thing in your hand, or whatever they're doing, you take it, you're going to be burnt up with nuclear missiles, like we brought out at the beginning, in front of the Lamb, which is Yahushua, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. So you're going to be burnt up in front of the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, while he looking down on you like, I told you, I warned you. Yeah. So, that's all I got for today. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me this truth, and call Halal, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahach, Kadash.